Thank you for joining me for yet another unboxing video, and today we have more RPG goodness. We're talking Outbreak Undead 2nd Edition, which is zombie survival role-playing game, and here are a few of the expansions for that role-playing game. You have a large dice set, you have loot cards, weapon cards, trait cards, and gear cards. We'll take a look at each of these individually, starting off with our dice set. Now again, the dice system for the Outbreak Undead is different than most role-playing games. It's percentile and it's D6 runs. So again, we have a large set of percentile dice which are right here, which are pretty cool. How you read that, we look at the 10s and the 1s, so that'd be a 42% right there. Then of course you have your sets of dice as well. Again, each of these dice represent something different for the role-playing game. Again, the 6s are the H, representing the company that created this, which is Hunter Books and Apparel. For more information about Outbreak Undead, you can go to outbreakundead.com/SPY, SPEWAI, to give you more information about how to play this game and about all the components which I'm going over today. So again, because this is not a how-to video, this is just basically showing other expansions that you can get for the Outbreak Undead role-playing game. So you've got your white die, you have your black die. Again, these are all D6s. You have your red die and your blue die. Everything that's included. So that's the easiest of them all. That tells you what we have here. Again, each die, different color die represents a different function that your character has to go through to make sure that they survive in the world infested with zombies. So there's your dice pool that you have there. Next one we're going to take a look at is your deck of gear. 60 selected cards. Again, I'm not going to read through all the cards. I'm going to give you an overview of what's inside the box. So let's see, we got it back here again from 2019. These were released in. Okay, so Outbreak Undead. Oh, that was a little banged up. So again, you're going around. There's things that you can find while you're. So all the cards are laid out the same. Just so you can see, these are really nice quality cards. Very, very nice. Very slick. And they have a nice, really nice feel to them. Like a high-end playing card. Really, really nice. These are really, really high quality. So in the front, you got really great photos of gear that you would have. Okay, so loot, be 50 cents, 5. Again, all these icons are explained to you in the core rulebook. And in the back, it gives you background information about the card, about what's on the card. So shoes, sneakers, special, worn, ignore when worn, body slots, it occupies the feet slot. Swift grant the rush, special rule for this, added to the movement. All right, how many dice are added to your movement? So again, every card is set up identically the same. The front has the photo, the title, which set it comes from, which is good, that has the gear card on it. And then it tells you what the identify is, the loot is, and you have some kind of dot in the center. Again, for what all these icons mean, the front and on the back, go to the rule book, they'll explain all that to you. So we got sneakers, we got, so let's see, I'm gonna turn over this way so I can tell you what we got. Allergy medication, antibiotics, you got antivirals, you got badge, bag of jerky, binocular, blankets, blanket, bottled water, caffeine pills, camping stove, candy bar, canned beans, canned fruit, canned meat, canned pasta, canned pet food, canned stew, canteen, cigarettes, duct tape, emergency radio, emergency rations, energy bar, a lighter, matches, first aid spray, flare, flashlight, gauze, bandages. We've got global positioning system, GPS, insect repellent, laser sight, lighter fuel, medicine solve, MRE, meal ready to eat, painkillers, paracord, pepper spray, propane tank, rain ponchos, rope, scope, sleeping bag, sleeping pills, tent, backpack, belt, boots, clothes, heavy coat, and sneakers, and a light jacket and a quiver. So let's take a look at these from the front end. So you got all your pictures. Different size backpacks, tents, different things that you may find in your adventure. And there you have it. So different type of medication. All right, so these are your gear cards. That's your gear cards. Then of course you could find various different weapons as you're going through your adventures. Again, these are great to have. All these decks of cards are great to have when playing the game because all the information needed for the game are labeled right in the box. Again, all these are set up exactly the same way. Again, it's a different kind of gear this time. These are weapons, of course. Weapons, what we're talking about here. So the different types of weapons, again, all the icons, all the dice pool, all the stuff. Again, this is not a D20 type system. You're using percentile dice and you're using D6s. So the reality is that all these icons, you have to take a look through the rule book to understand what all these icons mean, because these are dice pools. You need 4 dice, you need 2 dice, you need 3 dice out of your pool to be able to roll to have certain traits with all these. All that is explained in the rule book. So you have an axe, a baseball bat, chainsaw, combat knife, crowbars, hammers, hatchets, katana, machete, sledgehammer, small pistol. Those are cartridges. You have an intermediate pistol, heavy pistol, massive pistol, 22 pistol, 9mm, 9mm, 911, 1911, bear pistol, MAC-10, Uzi, small rifle cartridge, intermediate heavy rifle. Again, more cartridges, 22 bolt action rifle, AK-47, AR-15, M16, AR-10, FN fall, buckshot, break action single barrel, double barrel, shotgun, assault shotgun, pump shotgun, sawed-off shotgun, compound crossbow, broadhead arrows, bolts, flashbang grenade, fragmentation grenade, smoke grenade, axe, and Molotov cocktails, and a throwing knife. So let's take a look at the pictures of those so you get a general gist of what they look like. Again, really, really cool. Again, all the cards are set up the same. Gear, picture of the item, the stat lines, and more stats on the back. Again, so you have that. Just showing you what they look like from the front side. Again, understanding this game by the dice pools and the percentile dice is radically different than what you would do with something such as Aliens, the role-playing game, Pathfinder, Starfinder, D&D. All those systems run on a different engine than what this does. This is your D6 and your percentile dice, and that's what makes this horror role-playing game different than the other ones that are out there, which is, of course, a good selling point because everybody loves hunting down zombies and fighting zombies. So this is just another role-playing game that allows you to do that. It's just done a little bit differently than a usual 5e or D20 role-playing game. So the next set of cards we have are trait cards. Again, there's a lot of cards here, so I'm not going to go through them all. There's 90 cards in general. All the fronts are the same. But again, the traits will tell you if there are abilities. Okay, you have ability cards. Different abilities. Okay, these are different abilities that your characters can have. I'm gonna get back to them. Don't worry about that. And then we have the red ones, which are your disadvantages. So basically your abilities and your disadvantages, things that work against you, things that work for you. So let's start with the smaller. Again, all the cards in the front are the same. It says traits on them, which is great. On the top, it'll tell you they're all set up the same way. The type of what the title is. It'll tell you whether it's a disadvantage or if it's an ability. All right, it tells you whether it's physiological, psychological damage, whether it's something else. These are all physiological and psychological traits. Okay, and then gives you background information about that. And then these are quirk cards. These tell you about your dice pools. Again, all the icons are explained to you in the rule book. Okay, so you have addiction downers, uppers, aggression, chronic pain, insomnia. You're very, very angry all the time. You have mania, monomania, one eye to the past, paranoia, and phobia thing situation. So those are red cards, which are your disadvantages, which I'll leave on top there like that. And these are your advantages, shall we say. You have acumen, advanced cardiac life support, agility, animal handling, animal fellowship, artistic, athletic conditioning, autodictat, basic first aid training, biker, billy goat, BMX, bookworm, bushcraft, caged wisdom, charisma. The great thing about these cards, again, is that if you choose some of these abilities that you have, and when you choose these abilities, you check them off on your character sheet, and then you have a card that you have right in front of you at all times that you know exactly what your characters can do. And then the icons here, again, all these icons are explained to you in the core rulebook. But when you look at a core rulebook, you talk about strength, your health, your intelligence, and this is probably, I'm not sure, but I'll see what you're able to see, what you're able to comprehend. So there you have it right there. Civilian professions, clinical skills, combat reflexes, concealment, contractor, cosmopolitan, craftsman, culinary arts, custodian, damage threshold, diligence, dive certified, early bird, efficient, electrical engineering, farmer, firefighter, grenadier, gunslinger, healthy, honor, iron will, jury rig, leadership, locksmith, marksman, martial artist, mechanical engineer, mountaineer, mule, pack rat, pugilist, research, resourceful, salesmanship, search and rescue profession, sharpshooter, stealthy, support basic skills, support expert skills, support trained skill, surgical skills profession, survival skills in the biome, swimmer, switch hitter, teacher profession, therapist, tough, traceur, trapper, training. What's that word mean? The character is capable of astounding feats of strength and agility in navigating urban environments. Trapper, training with a bow, training with a kit or tools, training with long guns, training with melee weapons. So you're a hand-to-hand expert. Training with a pistol, training with a vehicle, trigger discipline. You're a volunteer, weekend warrior, or a wheel. So there you go. These are all of the traits that your character could have, and these are your disadvantages. These are all different kinds of traits, and that goes in your trait deck of cards. Again, all the icons which you see on there, I'll say you get that information straight from the core rulebook. Last but not least, we also have 120 loot cards. These are different things that you can find while going around all of the game. Again, this game is brought to you by Hunters Entertainment. Again, all these cards were released in 2019 for this role-playing game. So again, loot, very self-explanatory, stuff that you can find while you're out on the road trying to survive. Now again, a lot of these cards here, the fronts are all the same. Again, there's 120 of these, so I'm not going to read through all these cards because there's a tremendous amount of them here. But if I turn around, we could take a look here. Again, we're looking at the back side of them. All of them are set up the same way. Of course, it's a loot card. The item that you find, it'll tell you all these dots, all the icons on here that you see, they all are explained to you in the core rulebook. So things like this, Tito's vodka, what they can be used for. Again, all the icons are explained in the core rulebook. So let's just take a look through some of these. Again, this is part of the loot deck. So let's flip these over here. So we got this thing right here. Identify, open, lockpick key. So you have some sort of case here. Another case, another kind of case here. Open those up. Crates. You got backpacks. All kinds of stuff here. So some of these are things that you're finding that you have to pick to open up. So identify and to open. So you have to roll and do certain things to open these containers up, because you see them, just not sure what's inside them. So to open them, you have to be able to identify them and be able to open them. So there you go. That's just some of those cards. That's a different kind of loot card. Okay, so you can find a busted revolver, loose ammo, first aid supplies, ABS cement, soldier. Yeah, stuff that you use for soldering iron. Okay, loose batteries, pack of batteries, Uncle Sam's fun bucks, dollar bills, y'all, barber quarters, gold coins, masking tape, plastic drip tubing, razor blades. And all the icons, what they're used for, all that is explained to you in the core rulebook. Also, all the cards are set up the same. You got your title, what icons you need to use, again, what it is, a picture of it, and then on the bottom it tells you exactly what you're supposed to do with it. Vodka, solvent, hardware, rags, can of nails, seed packets, chemicals, can of paint white medicine, firewood, hard drives, RAM, journal small blank, garden twine, permanent marker blue, glass bottle, bricks, scavenging, breaking into an area looking for things. And you're going to scavenge some more. And so it's telling you what type of environment that you're scavenging. You're checking through a house. Right? Medical supplies, you're looking through them. Going into a store and looking through stuff in the store, into boxes and stuff. Some kind of communications. Electrical items, so cell phones, different things like that. Taking wires out of it. Bunch of tools, you're looking through what kind of tools you can find. So there you have that. So again, you have your scavenge, and then you have your other cards here, which are the items that you're finding. Different kinds of things. Again, the icons explain how and what you need to do to gain those items, and also how they're used periodically throughout the game. And then also you have your scavenge cards in the back there, the type of scavenging that you're doing, whether it be medical or whether it be for electronics or be for communication purposes or be used for, again, electrical or for tools and stuff like that. It's all located in your loot card deck, which is right here. Again, all of these items here are utilized for the Outbreak Undead Zombie Survival Role-Playing Game, 2nd edition. Brought to you by Hunter's Books and Apparel. For more information, go to outbreakundead.com. For more information, again, that's outbreakundead.com. All these items were released in 2019. And as always, thank you so much for joining me for this unboxing video. It's truly appreciated. If you enjoyed the video, you could always give us a thumbs up and leave a comment below. You can also hit that subscribe button. This way you're kept up to date as to any time we release new content to the page. So today we talked about the updated dice pack here, which is the larger size dice. We have the gear cards, the weapon cards, the traits card, and the loot cards. Again, they're all used with the Outbreak Undead role-playing game. As always, thank you so much for joining us for this unboxing video. It's truly appreciated. Again, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, gets us more viewership to the page. Thank you for joining us. Be safe, be well, enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll catch you on the next unboxing video. Have a great day, everybody.